Hi everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Today, we'll explore two important concepts in chemical analysis, the systematic error and random errors. So, these errors affect the accuracy and precision of our results, and understanding them is a key to become reliable analysts. Have you ever measured something twice and got different results? So, let's first explain what is systematic error. So, systematic error is a consistent and repeatable error caused by a faulty equipment, incorrect calibration, or flow procedures. Imagine that a balance reads 0.5 grams heavier than the true mass. Every measurement you take will shifted by the same amount. That is systematic error. So, for a specific example, in the chemistry laboratory, let's say meron po tayong weighing scale and you forget the scale to tear into zero. So, what happened in this situation is that the mass of this container, kung saan natin ilalagay yung reagent, ay mapapasama dun sa timbang ng reagent. So, if you put the reagent here, together with the container, without calibrating the scale or setting it into zero, now, your recorded weight will be excess by how much mass kung anong meron dun sa pinakang lalagyan ng iyong reagent. So, that's how a systematic error kung paano siya nangyayari. So, ibig sabihin, may same format yung error or yung deviation from the true value. Kung laging labis, labis lagi. Let's say for example, ang weight po ng ating lalagyan ay 0.52 grams. And yung true weight ng ating reagent ay 0.26 grams lamang dapat. Pero you see on the weighing scale na ang nagiging ano niya ay yung pinagsamang mass ng dalawa. And you recorded that mass as the mass of the reagent. Pero you forget to tear the weighing scale. So that it is a kind of systematic error. Specifically, method error, which is merong wrong sa method na ginagawa ng experimenter, which is they forget to tear the weighing scale into zero before using it with a container containing the reagent. On the other hand, random errors naman po refers to those errors caused by unpredictable variations, like slight difference in how you read the meniscus or tiny fluctuations in room temperature. So this error makes the results scatter around the true value. So meaning to say, they don't shift the directions only to one direction. Pwedeng mababa ng kaunti, slightly mababa, then biglang mas mataas, then biglang baba, biglang taas. So that is random pattern ang nangyayari po sa ating mga measured values. So random errors also affects highly the precision of the measurements, since precision refers to the consistency of the measured value. Yung kanina po sa systematic error, may consistency naman po. Kaso nga lang, yung pinakang consistency na is laging labis sa same pattern na laging mas mataas kaysa sa true value. Or kung mas mababa, laging mas mababa. Sa random errors, pag minsan mataas, minsan mababa. So, example po, slightly different readings in the burets in titration or yung repeated titration. Let's say for example, so yung mga data ngayon na nakikita niyo sa harapan ay repeated trials na ginawa sa titration. We have 19.0, 22.2, 22.3, 22.1, and 22.0. Kung mapapansin nyo, may random silang deviation from the mean of the measured value. So, ang mean ng mga measured value na yan ay 22.0. Merong mga measured na mas mababa katulad ng 19.0 at meron din namang eksakto katulad ng 22.0. Then, meron din naman mga mas tumaas sa kanya. So, kung mapapansin nyo, may random patterns. Merong below, merong above. So, wala siyang isang direksyon. So, that is the indication na ang nangyayaring error sa measuring is random errors. At kung mapapansin nyo, walang consistency yung mga measured value natin. Tataas, biglang bababa, biglang tataas, biglang bababa. So, marami pong factors na pwedeng makaapekto kung bakit nagkakameron tayo ng random errors. Unang-una, yung slight variations sa perspective nung tumitingin ng measurement at saka doon sa temperature ng surrounding. So, yun po ang ilan sa mga factors na pwedeng makaapekto sa ating measurements kung bakit siya magkakameron ng random errors. Dito naman po sa systematic errors, usually yung factor po niyan is yung ating measuring instrument mismo kapag na miscalibration po ang key sa systematic error. Hindi na-calibrate na maayos or merong something wrong na. May faulty na po yung ating measuring instrument. That's why it registered the same pattern of measure that is higher than the true value. Ang true value po, for example, nung ating reagent ay 0.26. Pero dahil hindi mo na tear into zero yung ating timbangan bago mo ilagay yung reagent, meron kang excess na 0.52 kasi napasama dun sa 0.78 yung timbang ng lalagyan. So that is a systematic error na nangyayari sa laboratory. That's why well-informed dapat yung magpe-perform ng experiment para hindi sila makapag-record sa data table ng maling measured value. The affected in random errors again is the precision or yung consistency ng ating measured value. And doon naman sa ating systematic error, the affected is the accuracy or yung layo ng ating measured value from the true value. Okay? So, again, tatanungin ko kayo, audience, alin kaya ang mas mahirap ma-detect? Systematic or random error? Pwede nyo pong i-comment sa ating comment section kung meron kayong rationalization kung sino ang mas mahirap ma-detect sa systematic or random error. Another question, do you think meron mga situation sa lab na kung saan nangyayari ang systematic at saka random errors at the same time? So, accepting the fact that we cannot prevent errors in chemical analysis, so there are ways on how we can minimize these two type of error. First one, to minimize systematic error, we should always calibrate the instruments and use proper techniques. So it is important that an instrument should always be calibrated and check if it is always still showing the proper results by comparing to the standards or other instruments na nagwo-work pa properly. So, for example po, na pwede natin gawing standards for weighing scale ay yung mga makikita natin sa laboratory na tinatawag na mga weights. For example po, meron po tayong nakikita na weights dito na may sukat, standardized na po siya na 10 grams. Pag nilagay po natin yan sa ating weighing scale or digital weighing scale, dapat ang ire-register na weight ng weighing scale ay 10 grams din. So, pag hindi po siya nagre-register ng 10 grams, is pwede po nating ipacheck yung ating weighing scale sa mga expert or talagang technician ng weighing scale para for further calibration pa rin po. So, since yung mga weight po natin na kasama ng mga weighing scale na bibilin sa laboratory ay talagang dinesign para sa pagkakalibrate, it is important na lagi po nating i-check kung talagang 10 grams ka din yung dinedisplay niya at hindi malayo dito sa nakaprint doon sa ating mga weights or standard ng ating weight calibration. Sa use proper techniques naman po, ang pwede po nating example dyan ay yung pagtingin sa lower meniscus doon sa volume ng liquid sa graduated cylinder. Sana ay lagi po tayong nasa eye level pag tumitingin at hindi tayo pupunta doon sa taas pag titingin or pupunta sa baba. Kasi mag-iiba po yung ating pagtingin doon sa measured kapag nasa different perspective po tayo doon sa volume ng liquid. Okay? And then also nga, yung iba, baka upper meniscus yung binabasa sa liquid, lower meniscus po. So, we use proper techniques and yan naman po ay na i-inform tayo sa mga proper techniques ng mga measurements at dapat well-informed tayo para hindi tayo magkameron ng sinatawag na systematic error. Isa pong another example po nitong sa use proper techniques ay yung pag magwe-weight po tayo ng sample tapos hindi po natin na-tear yung ating, hindi po natin siya na zero tear. So ibig sabihin po, magkakameron po tayo ng error na labis yung ating masusukat dahil improper po yung ginamit nating pagsusukat or pamamaraan ng pagsusukat ng ating reagent. To minimize naman po yung random error, we can use repeated trials. Ulit-ulitin po natin yung pagsusukat. So maximum po or usually pinaka-minimum po pala para sa mga laboratory experiments, we repeat our measurement up to 3 trials. Yun po yung minimum. Pero hindi naman po nire-record hanggang 3 trials lang. Pwede po siyang dumami. At mas reliable po yung ating magiging data kung mas madaming trials ang gagawin. At ang gagamitin po nating representative data ng ating measurement ay yung ating mean ng mga repeated measurements to minimize what we call the random error. Okay? With that, repeated trials, mahahalata natin or parang nakikita natin na may inconsistency. Sa ating measuring value. So, in that sense, since hindi naman natin mape-prevent ang random error, unlike sa systematic na madaling mahalata, ang best po to minimize that is you should always repeat the measurement at wag isang beses ka lang magsusukat. So, my question for you ay alin kayang strategy ang more often or mas madalas mong ginagamit in your own lab work? Calibration or repetition? So, you can comment your answer below para sa iyong recitation. And pwede mo ring i-state yung reason kung bakit yun yung madalas mong ginagamit na strategy to minimize this type of error. So, remember that the lower the systematic error means higher accuracy. And the lower the random error means higher the precision in your measured value. So, systematic error shifts all your results in one direction. Kung mataas lahat, laging labis or mataas lahat yung measured mo. Walang measured na pumababa kaysa sa true value. At ang random errors naman, may tumataas, lumalabis, may kumukulang, may lumalabis. So, different direction ang random errors. At mahirap din siyang ma-detect. So, this both error can mislead your analysis if not controlled. So next time in your lab, think about which type of error which might affect your data. So this is the question for you. What is the common error you most encountered in the chemistry laboratory experiments? And why do you think that is a systematic or random error yung na-mention yung error? Okay? So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the sample virtual lab tutorial in our other videos. So, meron po tayong iba pang tutorial ng chemistry lesson dito sa analytical chemistry. So, that's all for this video and God bless you all guys.